Alright, bet. Today is the 24th of May, being a Sunday, and this video is simply just going to be doing a weekly review for the NASDAQ from the 17th of May all throughout the 22nd of May. And then lastly, would be doing a speculation on what I think may occur over the course of next week's price action. But just jumping straight into the review, taking a look at the weekly time frame. So we have the weekly chart right here. We have that previous week's range, previous week high, equilibrium, previous week low, and then we have that week opening coming in right here. We see that we open, deliver down towards sell side, engaging with that previous week low, and then we have that buy side delivery motion drawing towards that previous week high, which we ended up falling short of engaging with during this week's trading. But if we are to just stay on the weekly chart and observe the previous week's range, we'd come to the acknowledgement that for one, the previous week's range is a whipsaw candle. It's an indecisive candle. The wicks are larger than the bodies, and I've stated multiple times, whipsaw setups being one of my favorite setups. You look for one end of the range to be engaged with, and then you look for the opposite end of that range to be engaged with. And that is what we end up seeing here. We engage with the whipsaw candle low, and then we have that deliverance towards the whipsaw candle high. But we can also acknowledge the fact that the whipsaw candle low is a respective weekly BISI high. So here you'd have your imbalance, and the high of it is your whipsaw candle low. So we engage with that, and then we have that buy side delivery motion. All of this is in alignment with that higher time frame institutional order flow in terms of if we know that we're bullish, we have that drawn liquidity being that 30,000 level. In an ideal world, we engage with the whipsaw low, and then we have the whipsaw high to engage with, which resides under that 30,000 level. But that would really just be it for the weekly time frame. Also, not really much on the daily, other than the fact that we can take a notice of Monday's price action. Monday presents a fractal of what we see on the weekly. So on the weekly, we have that previous week's range being a whipsaw candle. We take a notice of the fact that Monday prints a very similar candle being this whipsaw candle, and the same premise is presented here as well. We end up seeing Monday whipsaw candle low engaged with. We don't see any body candle closure. Tuesday engaging with that previous week low as well as that Monday low of day, and then we have that reversal to draw towards that previous week high that resides right here. But simply just a fractal, Monday being a whipsaw candle as well, forming relatively equal lows above that previous week low. We have Tuesday being the low of the week, Wednesday delivering above our equilibrium of the previous week's range, and then we have Thursday delivering down, engaging with our weekly opening to continue that buy side delivery motion. And then dropping down, taking a look at the hour 4. So with the hour 4, we have that previous week high, previous week low, the equilibrium right here. And from the previous week, we had a standard deviation anchored to the bodies. So the series of up close candles, -2, -2.5, -4, -4.5. Terminus projecting for the previous week low, in which we know is our weekly imbalance. And we end up seeing Tuesday delivering into our standard deviation as well as engaging with that previous week low, being that weekly imbalance high. The candle that engages with our previous week low, so being this candle right here, this is a reversal candle. The candle opens, we deliver down towards sell side, only to reverse back on the range we delivered, closing above the open, not below the open. So this candle right here would be a reversal candle, and this is also the candle that engages with that previous week low. If we're following this price action along, we can take notice to the fact that we see deliverance down into the consequent encroachment of this wick right here. We utilize it in a very efficient manner, and then we continue that buy side delivery motion. New week opening gap being utilized as support once we close above it, as well as the fact that there's a nice imbalance that resides here as well. We're not seeing any closure inside of this imbalance, but new week opening gap are being utilized, equilibrium of the previous week's range being utilized as well, and then we have that deliverance up towards the buy side. Closure above this imbalance, we see that being utilized during Friday's trading as well. But if we are to take an observation of this deliverance over the course of this week, we have that open, low, high, and then we close right here. It's a very wicky deliverance in relation to the fact that there's a lot of wicks in comparison to the bodies. And when I was doing a Tuesday daily review, I was stating the fact that this can serve as our low of the week, except the 4-hour time frame lacks the framework I would generally like to see. And I only had the confidence to deem it the low of the week because The hour one was presenting the signatures that I liked in relation to it serving as the low of the week. But we end up seeing that the consequent encroachment of this hour four wick was utilized in a very efficient manner. So this would have been after I posted the video, but we utilize in a very efficient manner, and then we deliver up towards the buy side. So taking a look at the hour one being a whole lot more descriptive, we have that Monday price action. We know Monday closed as an indecisive candle, whipsaw candle. We can see Monday opens here, we close right here. That's your indecisive candle right there. Tuesday, deliverance down towards sell side, engaging with the Monday low of day, as well as engaging with that previous week low. And this is what I was referring to. This is inception model, simply just on the hour one. We have the engagement with that previous week low. We're in that -4, -4.5 of a standard deviation projected out in price. We've just engaged with a higher time frame PD array. The candle that engages with the previous week low being this sole down close candle, we end up closing back above it. So we displace above this one down close candle, change and stay in delivery, as well as this imbalance right here. We return back into our change in state, and we utilize the mean threshold of the order block as well. So mean threshold, we're not seeing any closure below it. Wicks are doing the damage here. We see this spike candle delivering down, engaging with this rejection block on the hour one, which is the respective consequent encroachment of the hour four wick. And then we have that deliverance back up towards the buy side. Cracking correlation established itself here. This is all occurring during the Asia session. And then we have that deliverance towards buy side during that Wednesday price action. But before we continue, we have Tuesday's price action from this candle's low all the way up to this candle's high. Standard deviation projected out in price, -2, -2.5, projecting for that 30,000 level. So from Tuesday, like I'd mentioned when I posted that daily review, I said that Tuesday can serve as a potential low of the week. I wasn't fussed if it doesn't, but it can serve, and it's good to know in terms of how we're going to look to navigate the rest of the week. But that -2, -2.5 projecting for that 30,000 level. We have that Wednesday delivering with the hour one change and stay in delivery. We begin to see that nice deliverance towards the buy side. Hour one busy displaced through that 29,000 level, and we can see how this 29,000 level was utilized over the course of this week. It's a lot more evident on the 4 hour. For one, it's being utilized as support here, so we see price action utilizing that 29,000 as support for a long time. Once we closed back down below it, we begin consolidating around it. We can't get above it, we can't get below it, we can't get above it, we can't get below it. And then we finally close back above it, and then we begin delivering towards buy side. Once we get above it, we displace through it. Very aggressive candle, devil's mark on both ends of that candle. And then this hour one imbalance is utilized to continue that buy side delivery motion. We have Thursday's price action, 1800, immediately delivering into this SIBI that resides on the left side of the chart. So this is from Tuesday's price action. We see that this SIBI was utilized multiple times as a form of resistance. 1, 2. Once we close above it, we displace above it right here. We then come down and we utilize it just a point under, and then we begin delivering. 1800 being the low of the day right here, as well as the fact that we're simply utilizing that new week opening gap that resides there as well. 1800 opening for Friday, devil's mark, immediate deliverance up towards buy side. Lethargic all throughout Asia, as well as that London session. London invites for that sell side delivery motion. We have that London lunch pre-New York AM, devil's mark with the 1800 opening. Buy side delivery motion, fading the previous week high, -4 standard deviation utilized, and then we have a retracement back down into the range. So that's overall it in relation to the week's deliverance. Nothing too significant, to be quite honest, other than the engagement with the previous week low. That would be the most significant thing that had occurred over the course of this week. And then lastly, simply just going to take a look at the projections I have for the 24th of April all throughout the 29th of April. So that's that week coming. Taking a look at the projections I have for price action. So there's 4. This doesn't mean that I am two-sided. There is a underlying general theme for each and every single one. So let's just jump in and take a look at it. So the first scenario would be we have that deliverance under the previous week's equilibrium. So we deliver into a discount of that previous week's range, cleaning up Thursday's price action, and then a potential cracking correlation to present itself here. and then we continue that deliverance up towards buy side, engaging with this high 749. This is engineered just under that 750 level, and then we have that weekly high that we faded during that Friday's price action, and then we also have that 30,000 level, and then we retrace back down into the range. To be quite honest, for a lot of these ideas, I don't know if they will unravel out during next week's trading, because if we are to take a look at the economic calendar, we don't have a lot of high impact news over the course of the coming week. Monday being a bank holiday, Tuesday nothing, Wednesday nothing, Thursday 8:30 high impact news, but this isn't significant. This isn't the type of high impact news that is going to inject the type of volatility that we like to see over the course of a week. And then Friday, we also have nothing. So this week may serve very lethargically. It may continue the exact same type of delivery motion we've been seeing. And I wouldn't be surprised if it does, because the week after is a lot more eventful. We have Monday, high impact news. Tuesday, no high impact news. Euro bank holiday does not affect USD. Wednesday, we have high impact news again. Thursday, nothing. Day before NFP, you already know how Thursday is going to print. A lot of engineering is going to occur during Thursday. But the fact that this week doesn't have a lot of high impact news, the same way I've just stated that Thursday is going to be a very poor day, and it's going to have the engineering of buy side and sell side for the use of NFP on Friday, is the same way that this week may potentially just have the engineering of buy side and sell side for this entire week of the week after. But yeah, the moves that I am projecting here, they may be moves that may take a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. I'm not quite sure, to be quite honest, but these are just the scenarios I have in my head in terms of, okay, I know what I want to see. I want to see this 30,000 level being engaged with. How can we see this 30,000 level being engaged with? Are we just going to continue delivering up to that level? If we do continue, what does that mean in terms of when do we engage with it? If we engage with that 30,000 level on a Tuesday, did we form the low of the week? Did we manipulate to form the low of the week before engaging with that 30,000 level? Because if we didn't, that would ultimately mean that we're returning back down into range. And this would be that option too, that we could end up delivering down, engaging with this low, -2, -2.5, cracking correlation, and then we end up having that deliverance up towards buy side, engaging with these engineered buy side levels that reside here, the 30,000 level as well, which is being projected from the standard deviations anchored from a point of inception here. And then we have that deliverance back down into the range. And then the third option, we continue this deliverance, cracking correlation here. We return back up towards the buy side, cracking correlation again. But this is a likely option because we don't have a lot of high impact news in order for us to say we're going to have this injection of volatility. We're going to be very volatile. Price action is going to be eager to get somewhere. The first week of June is really where, you know, a lot of juice is sitting at. And then the fourth option is just a consolidation week, you know, coming to that acknowledgement that the economic calendar, we don't have a lot of days where we can confidently say that there's going to be an injection of volatility. We may just consolidate over the course of the week. But that would be it for the speculations on NASDAQ for the coming week. Well and truly, all of these could be wrong. I could be completely wrong on absolutely every single one. We could just completely dump. We could just completely pump. I don't know. To be quite honest, I'm not too fussed. But all I know is that this is what I see in terms of the possibilities that we could end up having over the course of next week's price action. And yeah, that is it for the weekly review.